This is how you make the most growth from 18 years old on throughout the rest of your life. Listen to the end of the video because I explain how it all comes together and how you can fully take control of your life. This is the biggest mistake that most people make on their 18th birthday and throughout their 20s. They don't do this one thing. By the time you turn 18, you need to take responsibility for everything in your life. It is a big burden and a big reality check to realize that you're an adult. A lot of people aren't gonna treat you that way at 18, but in reality, you're an adult, and also a lot of people will treat you that way. If by 18 your parents didn't teach you how to cook, or you didn't learn taxes, or you didn't learn whatever subject or whatever thing in life, you didn't learn how to be in a relationship, you need to take responsibility for everything you know and don't know, because the moment you take responsibility is the moment you take control. There's so many guys I know that fucking their dad was like a cheater or like a loser or a bummer or whatever, and they're like, oh, well, I literally didn't know, like my dad was that way and all my friends were that way or whatever. Like, bro, I understand that fucking the way that you were raised has an influence over you, and the social circle that you're around greatly impacts you. But at some point, you got to be a motherfucking man and individual and realize that everything that you want and everything that you're going to ever do in your life is because of you. Like, you are still making decisions. Regardless of how much you've been influenced, you're still deciding to do the same things that are leading to an outcome that you don't want. And in all honesty, a bad example has always been a better teacher than a good example. If someone comes in and shows you the right way to do things, it makes sense and it's clear and it's understandable, but you will have a stinging memory in the back of your mind about a bad example, a bad supervisor, a bad father, a bad friend. Anything bad stands out so much more and is really a better teacher because it brings with it an emotion that lasts. Having something good feels nice, but it's not the same as a bad emotion that's gonna sting, that's caused pain, that leaves that memory with you. If you just turned 18, if you just turned 24, if you just turned 30, I mean, you should have been learning this lesson at 30, but really this is for younger people. By the time you turn 18, understand everything is your responsibility. If you adopt that mindset and apply action towards really applying action towards that, you will be so far past everybody. Because everybody that's 18, that's 19, that's 21 is still going to be making the same decisions and just making excuses. People that make excuses literally are taking away their ability to ever change. You cannot change if you don't believe you have control to change. And that's exactly what an excuse is. So understand, there's a lot that your parents were not able to teach you. They only had 18 years to teach you all of life. Assuming they were good parents, or you had at least one good parent or someone that raised you, they taught you the most important things about life, the things that are going to get you the furthest. But there's going to be a bunch of small things. If it's how to be in a relationship or how to do whatever, you fill the blank of the things that you're really not that confident in, don't know, then go and learn it. One simple thing that I learned that I didn't know because I didn't even have a dad is I didn't know how to fight. Like literally I got in fights in school or whatever and I didn't know how to fight. I hated that shit, and I was like, I'm not gonna go through the rest of my life saying and blaming that I don't know how to fight and then just never learn. Like, fuck no, I'm gonna go learn. So I started taking boxing classes and I started to get better in the ring and I felt hella comfortable and I started to have fun with it. That's one example. There's so many examples of things that you could learn on your own that you weren't taught growing up. But really, the biggest thing is understanding that responsibility is control. You want control over your life. Excuses takes away the control. No one even wants to be around a person that makes excuses constantly. So at 18 years old, if you can just lock in and really take control, you be on your path to being a man in no time. There's big differences between boys and men, and taking full control of your life is one big factor. Another big factor is falling victim to lust, but that's a whole nother video, and I made a bunch of videos about that. So understand, set yourself apart. You have goals. You have a person that you want to be. You can be that person only if you take control. If you struggle with taking control or having a plan to get to the person that you want to be, then DM me, message me on Instagram. I will show you how to get there, because it starts not with all the things that you got to focus on externally in the world, like your job, your girlfriend, all these things. You have to focus on creating the best version of you first. When you create the best version of you, you put that best version into all these scenarios that you want to be good at. the relationship, the job, all these other areas. Everybody does it backwards. They focus at the area. I'm gonna be good at my job. I'm gonna be good at my relationship. No. Don't disperse out in all these other areas. Center in, focus in on you. I'm gonna create the best me, physically, mentally, spiritually, and then I'm gonna take that version into all these different areas. That's the way it works, and it's the most common mistake that most people make, is they focus outwardly. Focus inward, and then your inward self will project outward. If you struggle with any of this, message me on Instagram. We'll get a plan together. And I'm sure if anything, we'll just have a great conversation. DM me. I got you. Stay locked in. The future looks bright. Ow! Let's get it.